Lights like this could be found in any manufacturing business in the Midlands in the 50s. And for a while we forgot that there's so much out there that started in industrial surroundings that has real style and verve. When Chris and Sophie Miller started their business, the reclaimed section of their lighting business was only a small arm, and now it's that bit that has really taken off. This is a games room that they worked on in London, and the message here is not one of wild extravagance. It's saying that you appreciate history and heritage while still being very stylish and individual. And this is our clever decorating team, creating a vignette using patterned fabrics, industrial antiques, and recycled vintage objects. This is our penultimate trend, and it's smaller than the others, but still worth mentioning. The best new technology is about aesthetic delight and pushing the boundaries of design while still maintaining optimum functionality. You only have to think about companies like Apple and Bang & Olufsen to think style and desire. West One Bathrooms created this design from a mineral composite, and new materials mean that designers can create seamless shapes and challenge our traditional stereotypes of how we think a bath should look. And modern materials like this also retain the heat better, so you can wallow for longer, which is always a bonus. This is Kate Beard, who's a lighting designer, and LED lights. I actually had to look this up the other day because I was thinking, we always bandy around this word, and actually I didn't have a clue what it stood for. It's a light-emitting diode, and they have a higher energy efficiency, but much smaller and more compact than a traditional light bulb. And they've really freed up the whole area of lighting design and allowed it to become much more individualistic. You can really create very individual interiors for different people. This is Bruce Monroe. Stunning, isn't it? I love this one too. And this is a perfect example of how a design could only be achieved using new technology while still relying on traditional methods. The porcelain recipe is a very, very fine porcelain. It had to have just the right amount of translucency. But each butterfly is damask embossed, and they achieved this by scanning the pattern, converting it into a plaster mould, and that's how they achieved the end result. Russell Richards, this is a very neat idea. His company interacts sound and image with traditional art. He did an installation last London Design Week at the V&A, projecting an image of a tapestry on top of an antique piece. And as you moved around it, it became animated, so that the idea is that people would gain a greater understanding of the workmanship of the antique piece by seeing it in this original format. Standfast and Barracks. This duo have developed a cloth that suits the digital image of printing, so that it doesn't you don't have that flat look. If you think back to Lizzie Allen in the beginning and her hand-printed designs where the colour really jumps off the page, and traditionally the reason that the negative effect of digital printing is that the colour is very flat, but these two with this new cloth have managed to get over that. And they work with some of the biggest fabric companies in the world, those two, seeing new designs. And this is our final trend, colour and pattern, which is basically a continually shifting story, influenced by all sorts of things, fashion and travel, which is hardly surprising really, given the ease of travel over the last 40 years. And while there's current interest in the BRIC cultures, Brazil, Russia, India and China, you've also got to look out for the emerging markets, which is the Mavens. Mexico, Australia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Nigeria and South Africa. We're just going to have a quick flick through some of these images. This was a Ballet Russe shoot that Gabby and Olivia did. And the Ballet Russe was really took the world by storm. It started in 1909. Vibrant colours, incredible set designs. That's a Madeleine wine rib rug and a sewn table. That green just jumps out at you, doesn't it? It's gorgeous. And this lady is Amber Coker, and she received a commission from the Prince of Wales to design a new rug for the picture gallery at Buckingham Palace. And she said that the morning after she'd received the commission, she woke up and thought she'd dreamt it, because it was such a ridiculous thing to happen to her. Nobody had designed a new rug for 150 years, because obviously they just kept renovating and renovating. And she has a passion for Ottoman, Persian and Mughal art, so you can really see the influences there in the design. And it was then made up by Brintons in wool and silk, and it's now in the picture gallery at Buckingham Palace. She's also designed some bits and bobs for Aspreys, so you may have seen her work there. Beautiful tiles. You've got Misha Crossland, Surface View and Saks. Lots of inspiration from all over the world. A Sanderson vintage mural. Ralph Lauren, Marlowe wallpaper. And this is by the Little Green Paint Company, a wallpaper inspired by vintage luggage stickers. This was a shoot Gabby and Olivia did in Thailand. Fabrics by Tissu Delaine, Nina Campbell at Osborne and Little, GP and J Baker. Is that one of you two under there?
Our driver.
They normally get themselves in some part of the feature at some point. And this shot really epitomises what this section is all about. A traditional British decor, but with that infusion of the world. Really beautiful. That's a Colfax and Fowler vintage fabric on the cushions. And as Mark Twain purported to have said, prediction is difficult, particularly of the future. But we are going to try and predict more trends and in the future, and we'd love to share them with you. So thank you so much for your time. It's lovely to see you, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you.